Okay, in this video we are just going to set up our navigation structure, which will be a series of hyperlinks and anchors. Now the tag that's used to create this is the A tag. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly highlight one of the words that is going to become a link. In this case, that link will go to uses with a hash in front of it. And I'll do the end one, files and media as well. And I will just call that files media. Best to avoid using spaces, especially when working with markup languages or programming languages. What we will then do is give each heading an identifier, which can be done here, type in an ID. So this is going to be uses. I'll just double check that this one goes to uses like that. And the last one here, for the sake of the example, will go to files media. That's the ID. So essentially what we've got we've got an identifier, which is allowing us to click on a link and send us to that identifier to navigate the page. Just save at that point before we get onto testing it. Let's pause it there for a second. Okay, so in order to see this working, we're just going to need to pretend that the page is a little bit longer than it actually is. So I'm just going to put some line returns in so that some of the information is much further down the page than the rest of it. Then we can test this in a browser. Now, you can either use this little drop-down preview in, and I recommend that you work in Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Edge, but really don't focus on Internet Explorer so much because that is now essentially an unsupported browser and will be disappearing rapidly in terms of usage. Also, what we prefer to develop in is something called standards compliant browsers. Those for are standards compliant. And what that means is they try and keep with the current web standards set by the W3C. Something that you should also look into a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to save that file, and then I will test in a browser. Control F to save. Open this one. Your default browser will also open on F12, and you can set a secondary browser to open on Shift F12, I think, also. Okay, so if I click on Files and Media, knowing that this is a long way down the page, you'll then notice that it takes us a bit further down the page to that point, which is very useful when we've got a document with quite a lot of information in, as we will have. Okay, so I'm just going to close these down. Go back to Dreamweaver. So from there on, you would like to create links from all of these, create anchors on all of the headings, so that when you start to work within these headings, the document structure already exists. So I'll show you what that will look like. Okay, so just fast forward in time a little bit, you will now see that all of these links have been set up and they're sent to a specific place in the document. And the headings will be given the corresponding anchors in their IDs. So we've got uses, and I can put technologies in there, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so we'll just end that video at that point.